Makes me wonder. Okay. So next we have Mythos, who is also using Gold Paladin against the same brawlers. This is gonna heavily influence what I do after this. The fact that Mythos just returned 2 cards instead of 3 really makes me hope he's not misriding. Because Mythos isn't the only one to have the habit of doing that. Neo starts by riding the Rising Phoenix. And Liberators can bully that. Bully it severely. So if I was Mythos, I would have just played Lawful Trumpeter as Vanguard, played the 2 Aglavales, played the 2 Brunos, and then called Aglavale. It's a superior call something. But at the same time, he's using Spring Breeze, and I think he wants to get the Spring Breeze skill. Guinevere in the check. Considering his field right now, that's actually not a bad thing. So Aglavale would have given him a Yosef, and would have given him a draw, and the draw would have been the Aglavale, the second one that came up. Which means he'd be attacking for 17, 19, and 14. In the end, it's 3 damage anyway, so it doesn't matter. Neo's grade 2 ride is Big Bang Slash Buster, and he calls Sky Howl so he can counterblast 1 and retire something in the front row. He kills Bruno even though he could have taken out Lawful Trumpeter. Lawful Trumpeter would have been the better of the 2 options, actually. But he really didn't want those Brunos on the field. And now he's just gonna attack it. Mythos doesn't defend it. He does guard the Vanguard, though. And Stand Trigger appears. It's ironic, Mythos was questioning that Stand Trigger, now it appears as if to spite him. And just like that, the damage is 3 to 3. You alright over there?
Huh?
You alright over there?
Yep.
I just hear thumping.
That was me messing with my mic. I'm
Ah.
seeing if I can actually turn it on mute or not. Probably not.
There probably is a way to, but you have to figure it out.
Who knows?
Well, Mythos set up his turn. Aglavale of Destiny attacks first. 18k from Prominence Core. Can't Legion yet because his opponent's at grade 2. Twin Drive is... So now Mythos has 2 grade 3s in hand. If I was Mythos, I would just attack Vanguard, get him to 5. I mean, if I was Mythos, I would do that, but... And that's what Mythos does, gets him to 5 quickly. So all he needs to do is inflict 1 damage next turn. If Mythos can do that, he wins the game. Neo rides Big Bang Knuckle Buster already. He does not have Legion. He can get it, but he doesn't have it now. Since he uses the Rising Phoenix, if he calls one, he will get Legion from doing that, but if he doesn't have that card in his hand, he's not going to Legion this turn. And if he doesn't Legion this turn, Mythos might take him out next turn. Okay, so now Neo understands the situation. He is giving up hand to force himself to be able to Legion. And he's actually kind of doing it incorrectly. He put a critical trigger behind Vanguard, and he put Big Bang Knuckle Dragon on the rear. So unless he has another Big Bang Knuckle Dragon in hand, he can't do the skill to give himself cross ride status. Oh, he does have another one in hand. So that means he has almost no hand now. If I was Mythos, I'd probably Guinevere this attack just because he can. And it's going to be harder to use Guinevere later. Twin Drive gives him nothing. Mythos takes the other attack, and he only needs 5k for the second rear attack. If he didn't have it, I was going to question life. Rides Percival because that's the best way for him to refill field. And now he's going to Legion with it. Checks his top 4, gets a catch goal. Catch goal will fetch another card. I actually wonder if that's a joke. If I was Mythos, I'd call that Oath Aglavale. And he does. So Oath Aglavale can counterblast and check the top for another card. And not a good look. Lawful isn't a bad choice. And he called Lawful. So if he has up calls a heal he calls Elkia to the rear. Rose is assisting Mythos in battle. If I was Mythos, I'd attack with the Vanguard first in case of trigger. So now if this is a perfect guard, then he is successfully guarded. If there is no perfect guard in hand, then at best Neo can one pass. But he didn't get any triggers last turn, so He no guards. Twin drive. Lawful. And stand trigger. So it comes down to the damage check. If it's a heal, then Neo survives. If not, then he doesn't. And it's a crit. He used so much willpower that it was a critical instead of a heal. And Mythos wins round 2. Good game.